Some people have bought what they call a silver spoon in their mouth. Some people are dragged up from gutters. That's life. Just get on with it. My first marriage broke down because he thought more of fishing his mates and going out, and I'd just had enough. I slept in my car for 2 or 3 weeks and then went to live with my aunt in Sheffield. My daughter, she just says, take me with you. I had nowhere to take her. So I left her and got myself another job, pulled my socks up and carried on. My second husband were a bit handy with his fists. Council put me in a secure flat, just carried on working and doing best I could. My next eldest son, he was 17 when he got killed at work. And my youngest son, he died at 7 weeks. I've been going up to the cemetery, 40 odd years, and it still hurts. Well, I've known Ken for at least 50 years or over. He was his next door neighbour. He was married to Jean, he had 4 children. And when he worked away, I used to help Jean, because I'd only 2 kids. We always got on as a family, like next door neighbours should do. We enjoyed each other's company. I understood him. It was just like talking to a big brother at that time. And then when Jean passed away, we just used to sit talking club, enjoying, each other's company. Friendship just built and built. And then eventually, when we were both on our own, and just one thing led to another. It went from being like friends, great friends, to companions, as you call it, or even boyfriend, girlfriend in them days. And we've been together about 30 years nearly. He got to 80 and then bang, went to heart attack. I thought, oh God, he's died on me. And then they put him a pacemaker in. And then we went to hospital for a checkup on his monitor and his lungs and things. This young doctor says, oh, by the way, you've got pleural plaques through asbestosis. Shown us x-rays on thing, and it went 3/4 of the way round left lung. He says, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Ken looked at me and I looked at him and he says, well, how long does that give me then? I says, if he's going to drop dead when I walk out of here, as soon as you told me, then I know what to expect. I've always been positive that way. We went home and we talked about it 2 or 3, 5, 10 minutes. I says, I tell you what we will do. I says, we'll sort out funerals. We did the usual things. We went to funeral directors and picked his own coffins and everything, which were good because they taught you through things. It's just something that you have to really get into your own head that everybody's going to die eventually. It's just a matter of when. He says, right. I says, and then we'll enjoy ourselves for what time we've got left. And that's what we're doing. He says, oh, by the way, he says, I've signed a red form. I says, a red form? What for? He says, I've told them not to resuscitate me. I says, oh, why didn't you tell me? He says, well, I thought you'd object. I says, no, if that's your wishes, if you don't want to be resuscitated, I says, fair enough. I said, well, why don't you want to be? He says, because I don't want to come back as a cabbage. I says, well, fair enough then. If that's your wishes, I will abide by it. I think people should talk about things like that. But in fact, I wouldn't want him to suffer. I've seen suffering. I know what suffering looks like. So I'm as bad burnt as scalded. Talk about it, get the ins and outs of it, then get on with your life. And just hope for the best it doesn't happen sooner rather than later. And enjoy life to the full. A lot of stuff goes over here now. Over years it's made me stronger. It takes a lot to faze me. You've got to be prepared for these sort of things. I think it's just my way.